wait a couple seconds as people begin to join. All right, well, hey folks, I'm Landon Wexler with CBS 42. I'm chatting with Lawrence Cooper. He's the Director of Education at McWane Science Center down in downtown Birmingham. And camp season's approaching. It's summer, summer's coming up, and that means that camps are going to start to open up. And one in particular, at McWane, they're going to kick off their first session this upcoming Monday, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we will.
Okay, I got that. Now, first question, of course, comes down to what's going to look different?
Well, I think what's going to look different, especially kind of in our returning back to some normalcy during this pandemic, is that we are taking a really hard look at cleaning procedures, how we're actually going to move campers around in our facility. So we're actually kicking off our camps before McWane Center opens to the public, just kind of have that concentrated attention on those kids who are going to be coming here for our summer camp program. So also we're going to be doing curbside, if you want to say, kind of check-in for our staff, so fewer people are having to interact or share materials, kind of checking in and out. So that's going to be a new feature that we're doing.
Could you explain the curbside a little more for me?
Yeah, so with curbside, we're actually going to have the parent dropping off for camp. They're actually going to pull into our parking deck. A staff person will then come to their car. We are going to be doing temperature checks and have some wellness questions. And then the student will come from the car and then be escorted into their camp location. So instead of the parent having to come in, wait in a line, sign something in, we're actually going to have almost a relay team of staff and volunteers to make sure those kids are getting straight to their destination from their drop-off point.
Got that. And I like to consider myself a youthful-minded person. With that being said, being the kid-minded, as I'm sprinting off to camp, it's camp time. What can a kid expect to look a little different if they're used to going to other camps?
If they're used to going to other camps, we are going to have, in most of our time in our public areas, masks will be required, so that's going to be a little bit different. But we have kind of communicated with our camp parents about the importance of that and why we're going to continue with that as well. There would be cleaning procedures to be a bit different. Also, kids are used to playing with each other and kind of playing board games and things like that. So we actually have a whole gamut of games that kind of respect social distancing and respect some of those health considerations while the kids are still able to interact with each other. So I think that's something that's going to be a little bit different, but also those are things that are going to become normal for us. And this might be able to help those campers prepare for going back to school when things are going to look different. Going back to the place of worship where things might look different. So this camp experience is going to kind of reflect kind of what's happening in society and hopefully put it in a context where the kids are still having a great time and these things just kind of become a flow of the normal part of their day.
Right. And if kids, when you go to the McWane Science Center, there is a ton obviously going on all the time. With that being said, though, coming back, what do parents, families, and such, what can they tell their kid? All right, just got to understand this may not be available right off the bat. Give me a couple examples of that.
So I think, and what we really are focused on, especially with our campers, is kind of the things that are available, and then how can we tailor those things that are available into that overall camp experience. Right. So things will be different, but our same approach to STEM education, utilizing our resources and kind of the talents of our staff, all that will be the same, just kind of some of those daily tasks might look a little different. Things like, okay, now instead of a whole camp lining up and going to the bathroom, we're now going to have a relay of how we go to the restroom. Instead of, jamming together at lunchtime, you'll have your spot marked where you're going to sit and enjoy your lunch. So some of those detailed things will be a little bit different, but I think the overall experience is still going to be positive, and we're working hard to make sure it's still a great learning experience.
Right, I get that. And I won't focus on, of course, what's closed. The slides, the slide, for instance, that we were joking about this, but it'd be a little impossible unless you want to send kids down with some Clorox wipes.
Exactly.
It's a lot to handle. Let's see. I mean, we got some camps coming up. You said that there are multiple sessions, so it's weeks at a time.
Weeks at a time.
Between Monday and how long are camps going to be going?
So they go through, so Monday through Friday, and then we have camps all the way into the last full week of July. That'll be our last camp. And there are still spots available in some of those camps. You do have to call ahead and pre-register. You can't show up on a Monday and expect to be placed in the camp. We are limited in our numbers, just as a way to help keep us healthy and safer, so our camp groups are smaller. So you definitely can go onto our website, see what's still available, and then pre-register there.
Understood. So if I wanted to sign up, obviously I'll be here. if I wanted to sign up and I wanted to be ready for Monday, I'm ready. I'd be able to register right now.
You would not be able to register for Monday. They can definitely look at our calendar and see what is available in our later weeks of camp. But we had camps that are already registered for before COVID kind of put a pause to things. So some of our camps do have spots available. Some of them, unfortunately, are already full. So they would have to go to our calendar to see which weeks and which grade group still has a spot available.
Okay, understood. Lawrence, so I think I missed anything here?
So we talked about camps, but McWane Science Center is going to be open for the summer.
Right.
So we still have our summer season here at McWane, which actually will open back to our general public on July 8th. We'll see some different things, a lot of signage around, just some of that social distancing. We do have some protective barriers up in some areas just so folks are, when they're interacting, especially with our ticketing counter and those kind of high volume areas, place where people can stand on the floor, how we're going to utilize the elevators differently. So we are taking our time. We're taking our time to make sure we're getting those things as right as possible before that July 8th date. I'll say luckily, I guess you can think about it as a bright spot. We do have a traveling exhibit called Guitar that is up on our third floor. Because of changes due to COVID, this exhibit was supposed to be gone already, but we actually want to have it now through the summer. So folks who could not come and see it before everything shut down, that exhibit is still here, and it's really awesome. This experience about different types of guitars effect on society, and then the science of sound around making music.
Heck yeah, awesome. Let's see. Okay, so the McWane camp start on this upcoming Monday. If you need to enroll your kid, there are still some spots available between, let's see, I can go online and go on the McWane website, and you won't be able to sign up for this upcoming Monday, but you got some other slots to take. July 8th, McWane reopens.
And that'll be McWane. Most of McWane will open. Like I said, we're kind of taking our time, so the itty bitty Magic City area is actually going to be August 5th open.
Okay.
So most of McWane will be back on the 8th. And then itty bitty will come back on a line a little bit later, just to make sure we're taking care of that spot that has our smallest learners and our great family area. We just want to make sure that spot is really ready to go. So most of McWane July 8th and itty bitty Magic City. Doors will be back open August 5th for that area.
Got that. And just out of sheer curiosity, do we think that with the capacity wise, when people do come, does that mean that people should be signing up for there'll be like slots, or people that just come and go, or like, as they come in, first come, first served?
Yeah, so as they come in, we will have a limited capacity, but luckily this is a very large building, a very large facility, so we kind of feel like even with reduced capacity, we'll still have plenty of room for folks to come in. So they can still, there are some things they can pre-register for online, but then we'll still have the walk-ups. But there will be a limit in capacity. But like I said, capacity for us, 1,000 people is still very possible, and you would not feel crammed in this building. So even with mandated capacities, we're still a large enough facility to where we'll try to make room for everybody.
Amazing. Lawrence Cooper, Director of Education at McWane Science Center, I really appreciate you taking the time today. And if you need to sign up your kid for summer camp, there's still time. Check that out. And McWane Science Center opens up to the public slightly. Not full. Well, some things may be closed off, but it will be opened up back to the public on July 8th. Thank you so much for checking us out, and we'll be back very, very soon. CBS 42, I'm Landon Wexler. See you later.